So your back's been killing you and you want to get back into the gym and start exercising, but you have no idea where to start when it comes to using exercise for pain relief. Today's video is going to walk you through the most basic, simplest starting point with exercise, moving you all the way to more advanced. I wanted to make sure you can maximize everything you learn in today's video, so I put together a free, pain-free training blueprint where I take the topics we talked about today and expand on them and giving you even more information as far as what exercises you should pick, how to organize your workout to best fit your situation. It's all in this free guide. Get it at fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training. So the best first starting point when it comes to exercise is walking. Man, I thought you were gonna say something like deadlifts or squats. No, you actually should not be doing that stuff. Building strength is the ultimate goal, but right now we have a very painful system. We have to introduce exercise and movement, muscle contractions, relaxation in a way that is non-threatening to you physically and also mentally. And the best way to do that is adding walking to your program. Now, I'm not just talking about like bird watching type of walking or mall strolling type of stuff. I mean like real deal fast-paced walking where you are not stopping, you're not slowing down, you're not picking up your dog's poop, you are just you and the road and you're getting it. Now there's a lot of reasons why walking is really good, but the most important thing is you are moving your body. You're doing it in a way where your brain's not gonna perceive it as a threat necessarily. Now you can always adjust the distance of your walk, how long you're walking for. All those are really important for fine-tuning what you should be doing. But most importantly, you gotta get out and start walking, even if you have a slight increase in your pain while doing it. One of the big reasons why I like to apply walking to a back pain situation is this contract, relax idea. While you're walking, your body is forced to contract and relax certain muscles. This is often known as reciprocal inhibition, which basically means if I wanted to contract my bicep, I have to relax my tricep. You can't contract your bicep and contract your tricep at the same time. Walking is kind of this in motion. You are moving, you're flexing, you're extending, you're swinging. All these muscles are activating in unison with each other. So there are muscles in your low back that are tight, tense, achy, painful, but when you start walking, your core is activated. You're activating your erector muscles, you're activating your QLs, you're activating your obliques. All of these things are being contracted and relax. And at first, when you first start walking, you might feel stiff and painful, but if you give it time, be consistent and not be afraid to push yourself a little bit further than what you're used to doing, you'll be surprised at how good your body feels over time. Now we have to move on to some body weight type of exercises. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. Now, what I don't mean is jumping right into body weight squats or body weight push-ups, which is a place to start, but what I'm talking about is more about learning your muscles. Are you able to contract? Are you able to control these muscles on command? A good example of this is contracting your glutes. Can you lay on the ground on your back, put your hands under your butt cheeks, and just contract each individual glute muscle? The butt, can you contract the butt on command? Another good example of this is whether or not you can contract your deep core. I'm not just talking about bracing your abs. Anybody can brace their abs before they get punched in the stomach, but are you actually able to contract and activate those deep core muscles? A great way of doing this, which actually gently contracts the low back if done right, is to activate that TA or your transverse abdominis. How you do this is you'll go through a bracing sequence. You'll brace your abs. Once you're braced, then you shift your focus into bringing your belly button back towards your spine. Now, your stomach should not be sucking in. I'm talking about just drawing that belly button back through a muscle contraction. What you should experience is, yes, a deeper core contraction, maybe a lower ab, if that's even possible, contraction, but more importantly, you should feel the lower back contracting as well, because all of this together is your core, which means when you brace your abs, when you brace your core, your low back muscles are being worked too. Another great example is being able to raise and contract your QL and obliques. And you can do these on all fours, you can do these standing, but more importantly, you're focusing on learning these muscles. The way you can do this is standing nice and tall, and you're going to lift your right hip up, or you're going to lift your left hip up. And what you should feel if you typically have tight, tense, crampy QL muscles is you're gonna feel that crampy, tight, painful muscle actually contracting. You can do this very Gentle. Don't force it. Don't carry a bunch of weight. All you're doing is learning whether or not you can activate these muscles from a non-threatening perspective. Once you have these basic muscle contractions down, then you can add in more body weight stuff. If you can contract your glutes, now let's try to contract our glutes while we are body weight squatting. If you can contract your chest just while standing here, now let's practice doing push-ups and feeling that muscle contraction during the push-up. Start with just basic contraction, then move to add in the body weight variation that actually works that specific muscle as well. So now that we have the non-sexy stuff out of the way, now let's start loading the body, adding resistance to the body. This means you have to go over to the dumbbell or the kettlebell racks or go grab your bands and apply load to the body. Now, a lot of times people are afraid to do this. Anything outside of body weight they think is going to crush their spine. Maybe they have degenerative discs or spinal stenosis or disc herniations or maybe a ruptured disc. Regardless, loading the body is not dangerous. What makes exercise dangerous is the person, the human, taking the exercise and applying it to themselves because they go too hard, they go too fast, they go too heavy, and they don't respect their specific pain profile, but more importantly, they're not doing the exercise correctly. The most important thing when it comes to applying load to your body is be patient with how your body is responding. Oftentimes people go into the gym, they grab the dumbbells, and their brain just snaps back into what I used to be mode. What you used to be mode was probably more in pain, right? You were in pain, you had issues, you were still pushing hard in the gym, or maybe you weren't in pain. This is before your injury or before pain started picking up. But the problem is you're skipping a big gap, right? You, for whatever reason, became in pain. Now you're in pain trying to get out of pain. You can't go back to what you used to be right away. You have to work back up to a place where your body and brain feel safe. So set aside the person you used to be, set aside the amount of weight that you used to be able to do, and just respect the current season that you're in. Now, the last point I wanna make is about compound movements. And if you're at this point in the video, congratulations, because you're gonna learn a secret of how to bob and weave or modify things that fit you better. The point before this was all about isolated muscle groups, right? Chest, back, shoulders, hamstrings, quads, focusing on muscle groups by themselves. The other part of this is focusing on compound movements first. Compound movements are a great way to just activate the entire body at one time. So you're linking muscle chains together, the posterior chain, the front of your body, the lateral chains, like you're connecting all these muscles and building muscle and strength throughout the entire body at once. A few examples of compound movements that you can start with at some variation are things like goblet squats or deadlifts. I know that word deadlift is a very scary word for people who have back pain, but there are so many different variations of deadlifts that you can do that incorporate the body, but also is very safe on the low back. You can do a lot of things with just a barbell, doing landmine shoulder presses, landmine squats, landmine lunges. All of these require the entire body and all the muscle groups to work together at one time. And for you, when you went to isolate muscles, maybe your body was still fearful, maybe your body was still kind of very guarded or protected. So that didn't work that well for you. Now you can try doing some sort of compound movement where you're grabbing weight, but you're moving the entire body together and calling on all the muscles to work the way they're supposed to work. This is gonna make you feel safer, it's gonna make you feel more confident, and it's gonna help you overcome the fear, that initial fear at least, of getting back into the gym and using the body outside of just daily activities. So that's the framework of getting back into the gym safely and kind of what areas of exercise you should be focusing on. Make sure you take yourself through each stage of these different types of exercises. It's really important that you be patient with yourself and kind of graduate as your body is feeling better and as you are feeling more confident. Again, if you want more information, you want more strategies and tips on how to break down and build out your ideal back-friendly workout, whether it's herniation, bulge-friendly, fusion-friendly, whatever your situation might be, go to fitnessforbackpain.com/pain-free training, download that free guide, and take it into the gym with you.